Nicole and Andrew here, and today I thought I would do a video kind of specifically for her. A lot of people, since we started making wine over the last few years, have commented and asked us questions, and it kind of feels intimidating for them. So if you're one of those people, this is going to be the video for you. We're not going to use a hydrometer. We're not going to do any math. We're just going to do the basics, and I'm going to show you some tricks and tips and kind of hacks on how you can make your own wine without making it a big ordeal. So, and this is going to be a quick video for all of you who think I drone on a little too long. Here we have 6 pounds of mulberries that we picked on our farm. Every year we pick mulberries, we split them in half. So I have 12 pounds of mulberries, and 6 I will use for jam, and 6 I'm going to use for wine. But we're making 5 gallons of wine, and we don't have enough fruit. So it's probably a common problem for people who are just picking something and want to make their own wine. So today what we're going to do is we're going to show you how to make 5 gallons or 1 gallon. Either way you can do it without overcomplicating it, without a hydrometer or any other things. So we're going to use 5 pounds of fruit to try and get mulberry wine. We're also going to use 2 pounds of blackberries bought from the store because it's going to give us a little bit more fruit and a little bit more sugar and a little bit more flavor in the final wine. You can use any fruit you'd like, but blackberries we found are the best store-bought fruit that you can buy frozen at an affordable price. Bananas will create an awful wine. Oranges will create an awful wine. Raspberries are good, but they will create a very tart wine. Peaches will create a less than pleasant wine for most people. Mangoes are pretty rough too, and Nicole's allergic to them, so we're definitely not going to use them. But the basic concept of this video is you're turning sugar into alcohol when you're creating wine. And for the concept of this video, you're going to need 1,000 grams of sugar for every gram of wine. So in this case, we're creating 5 gallons of wine, so we'll need 5,000 grams of sugar. And I've already weighed all my products, and you can see here where I'm getting that math from. Feel free to pause it if you need to. So we're going to use these products to create wine. And I'm going to just skip ahead to the end here. Oh, I didn't realize there was going to be so much juice in that.
Yeah, it's been in the refrigerator.
Yeah, I made a mistake.
Men are messy. I'm just here to clean up after my husband.
So you've got your fruit in your container now, and this could be a 1 gallon or 5 gallon container, whatever works for you, as long as you know that you need roughly 1,000 grams of sugar per gallon of wine that you're making. And the reason this is beneficial is because for most of you or me or anyone who's not a professional, you don't always just go out and pick fruit and end up with a specific amount. So in this case, we're short, but we still want to make 5 gallons. And we want to make 5 gallons that's enjoyable, which means it needs to have alcohol. One thing I want to caution you on is getting too high of a percentage of alcohol will make your wine taste off balance. Nicole's experienced this a lot in her life because I often make wines too strong, or I have in the past. It seems easy to say, well, I add a little more sugar, I'll get a little more alcohol. But that increased alcohol content decreases the flavors of fruitness. It decreases almost everything else and often creates a kind of a burning sensation on your tongue. And they call that being off balance.
It also gets you drunk real fast.
It does get you drunk real fast, which
Couple sips.
might not be your goal. So in this name of the game, where you're not going to measure anything and we're not doing anything complicated, you're just shooting for 1,000 grams. So it's just going to put you at 12.5%. And that's going to allow your wine to preserve well. It's going to allow it to kill things and decrease the chance of contamination. And it's going to allow you to have a good experience. So up to this point, what I'm assuming you've done is you've gotten some fruit, you figured out how much sugar is in that fruit, and you've put it in the container. The next things we're going to do is we're going to make sure that you have on hand potassium sorbate, yeast nutrients, and wine tannins. These are super cheap. They're about $7 a container. We get ours from North Mountain. We get everything from North Mountain. They're not sponsoring us, and if they would like to send us any free stuff, that'd be great. But so far, that's never happened. You're going to add water to this container to fill it up, and then you're going to add the amount of sugar that you need to get to your 1,000 grams per gallon. You're going to mix it all up, and you're going to add your hydrated yeast nutrient. Your hydrated yeast nutrient is going to go in the container. It's going to start eating your sugar in your fruit, and after 10 days, I want you to take this out, throw it away. In which case, your wine's going to be down a little bit because of the volume of this container of fruit. Go to the store, pick yourself up some grape juice. The less preservatives, the better, but because this is not the primary content of your bottle, it doesn't honestly matter that much. And I want you to top this off. We want to decrease the amount of headspace in this container. Air is kind of your enemy in this. Yep. And when Nicole doesn't know this, but we are going to take this bag, which is filled with our used fruit, because we try and reuse everything here, and we are going to split it into servings, and we're both going to make bread. You're going to make sourdough because she's kind of the sourdough champ. She is.
No.
I'm trying to convince her to start making sourdough videos, but she refuses.
Yeah.
And I am the biscuit champ. I am the biscuit champ. No one, except for maybe my mom, makes a better biscuit on the planet Earth. So we're both going to make bread. We're going to film it, and we're going to let the boys decide who has the better bread. If you guys like content like that, please feel free to subscribe, and that video will be up in about a month. But
Very
anyway,
competitive, so. But he's very confident, so.
I'm still going to win.
We'll see.
But anyways, fruit's out. You've got your sugar in. Everything's going good. You're going to pour this off in there until it gets full. And then you're going to let that sit for an additional 10 days. In which case, you're going to need another container similar to your first one. It could be plastic, it could be whatever, as long as it's a similar size. And you're going to transfer this to that. Wash this, wait another 10 days, transfer this to that. And after 10 days of that, you're probably pretty close to ready to bottle your wine. There's tons of videos on the internet. We have them, other people have them. You'll be able to find some. The main key you want to do is just get started. Getting started is the hard part. It's very intimidating. Nicole always thinks it's intimidating. She
I
thinks
still would not do this. without
there's
my
so much
husband.
math and stuff involved. There's not. 1,000 grams of sugar for every gallon you make. Where that sugar comes from is up to you. Give it some time, and then when you're ready, you're going to add some of your potassium sorbate to stop it from fermenting. If it's still fermenting, which if you do this right, it probably won't be if you wait long enough, and you're good to go. The other two products I mentioned earlier is yeast nutrient. We will add that tonight in the beginning, and we will add wine tannins because although we enjoy kind of this cheap homemade wine, because it's fun to think you made it, and it's very
Well, that's
affordable.
not I like anymore. I give this sort of.
You can see here, I've added up the totals of what it's going to cost for us to make 25 bottles of wine from this. Very cheap, as you can see. Wine tannins, they give it kind of a bitterness, what you would normally think of as a red wine. And we're going to add those two now. But that's all you got to do. It's super simple. Please,
What are you gonna do here, though? You're gonna add water?
I am going to add water, yeah.
I didn't watch the basic video, obviously.
Watch this, 1 second. Voila, see, here we have our container filled with liquid. We'll add our sugar. We're gonna add our yeast, which is hydrating. And then we will be off to the races. This is not an in-depth video, but hopefully it'll get you started. My goal with this video is that you followed along. you have some fruit in some liquid, and that's 3/4 of the battle. You're 3/4 of the way done. Now you just have time and bottling. And as we get closer to the end, you can research videos on how to bottle. We have videos, other people have videos, they're all over the internet. But this is the hard part. And it's not that hard. Get yourself roughly 1,000 grams of sugar per gallon of liquid you make. Get it in a container, get some yeast in there, let it start fermenting, and you will be just fine. Do you have anything you want to add? As always, guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like content like this, please like and subscribe.